What's up, everybody? This is Blerdlines, and we're about to check out the Star Trek. What is it? Starfleet Academy. Academy.
Do it over because my arms were crossed.
Dawson screamed.
It is officially Star Trek. Starfleet Academy.
Yes.
AKA
I had to look it up too.
Starfleet Academy.
Dawson's Creek.
Just do that over, bro.
And all those team bopper shows.
Exactly. It's a CW Star Trek. Let's go.
Stop. It's Star Trek Starfleet Academy.
Star Trek Starfleet Academy. What's up, everybody? This is Blerdlines. We are going to check out Star Trek Starfleet Academy, the trailer, and the first look.
That was a good touch. Was that building? Was that building? The last
Wait a second.
Was the last building they showed like the hull, the primary hull of a starship?
Yeah,
I think it was. It's supposed because I read. You talking about the one in San Francisco?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I read a little bit about the show, and apparently that is a starship that the Academy cadets train on in San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah. So but they're going to be
of a starship that they train in.
Exactly.
I was going to say,
but they're going to
impulse engines. And
yeah. No, it's a legit docked starship. It's like it could take off and hit orbit if it wanted to. They just have it there for the students, and apparently it's going to be both in space and in
landlocked
at San Francisco. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Really quick about the Paul Giamatti whistling. I love that it was the Star Trek thing, but has that music ever been diegetic to the story?
Nope, never once.
Not once.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's why it works.
This is my problem with modern storytelling. It does not work. Not for me.
It didn't really.
It worked. No, it didn't.
Okay.
It worked for a moment like that, for marketing, for promo.
I think I get where you're going. Okay,
that's very cool, but it's never that melody and that sound has never been acknowledged by the world. Exactly. So that character should not have that reference at all.
Yeah.
Especially 900 years after the fact. But that's just my little stickler for storytelling details.
And I think that's a good way and I think that's a good thing to kind of point in, because like you said, we've been having issues with a lot of narratives just in general. And that's one of those things, right? Where like just pull things out their ass and like kind of just being like, oh, this will be cool. Now, again, it was cool. I thought it was cool, but did it add anything to the story? That was it? Absolutely not.
It was absolutely a cool moment.
Yeah, it was a cool moment.
Yeah,
it was a cool moment.
It was a very cool moment.
I can almost predict, and we can take a bet right now that it adds and comes from no place at all in that story.
Yeah, I agree.
Because again, that melody has never been heard or any
I agree.
Outside of the credits. Outside of the credits.
Yes, I agree. And but at the same time, for marketing, as a marketer, that was cool.
Yeah, it works. As a marketing, it works. As a button for a promo, especially a trailer like that.
Yeah, that was
great.
Yeah.
It was
that
great.
was good. And I think like now that we're finally getting Star Trek Dawson's Creek, I think this is going to be good, man. This is going to be fun. Yeah. CW version.
We had Dawson's Trek already. We had Dawson's Trek already with Klein.
Bringing it back.
No, we're not bringing it back.
Oh.
No. That reference is exclusively for the J.J. Abrams movie and shall never be
I can't disagree with
TV
that.
series.
I love Dawson's Trek, though.
Here's a thought, though, and I just thought about this. It's possible. It's very possible that the promo team actually ADR'd that in, and it's not in the show at all.
That's also true.
And if that happened, if that's the case,
then cool.
Yeah,
right.
I agree. Get all of my credit, because that is very cool.
Okay.
And it works that way. But if that character whistles that in the show, it will not be a good moment for me.
Are we betting? Yeah. Are we betting on whether or not it was a marketing insert versus actually on the show?
Yeah, let's do that.
What do you think?
Let's do that. I think that it is. I will give them credit. I don't think they're that silly, and I think they've had enough mistakes where they don't want to do that. I'll give it that it was ADR.
I'm willing to bet that they are that silly.
Now, normally I'm on that side, but yeah. I feel like you're right, but I'm willing to bet against that to make it interesting.
This is D'Angelo giving grace that we are in the end times.
Oh, well, yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's funny because you're right. I think
what do you think, Cam?
I think one, it was cool. Yeah. But two, I agree. Like that sound has never been in Star Trek, anything I've seen, anyways. And
the bet,
but I actually and the bet, I'm gonna go. I think they're probably gonna put it in the show. They'll probably figure it away.
Yeah, so I'm the only one that thinks it could be ADR. I mean, it could be.
It would be nice. Yeah. It could be nice, but I know Discovery, so
and they are setting it up.
Yes, it's the same people making the show.
It is. Yes. And we all know Discovery has splashes of slight goodness, but mostly just annoyance.
Mostly annoying and nostalgia driven. The latter, the latter portion of Discovery. Let's just very much draw a line.
Yeah,
very much. The early part is good in that they were trying to do something different. I think they made mistakes there too. I mean, with the Klingons and some of the stuff that they were doing. But
easy fumbles.
But they had a vision, and I think they got shook when they started getting the criticism of, it's too much about Michael. It's not about the whole, crew. And then they tried to push it that way, but they weren't developing the crew. They weren't giving you reason to care about the crew. Yep. And all along, Michael is still being developed, and you really do care about Michael because it's her show.
Yep. And I think that's the thing that was our overall, and like we said this multiple times. If you haven't checked it out, we have some Discovery stuff up there, plus the god awful Section 31, which I still have not watched. But
don't even waste your time, my friend.
You're not missing
it. And then that's the bad thing where we're at a point where, for Discovery, and I still have to finish the last season, which is hilarious. But like good. I'm watching
last season is not bad.
It's okay.
I'll watch it.
It's watchable. It's watchable for sure.
But like you said, like you're on the deck of a Starfleet's ship, and it's Michael, it's alien best friend, black dude number 2, Asian guy, cyborg girl, other black girl. Like I don't know these people. It's Saru. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know these people. It's I know their faces.
It's Detmer, Woshikun, Saru, and people.
Oshikun is a cool name, though. I love Oshikun's name. That's cool name.
Her name is cool, but again, I never cared about her or any of the others because they
cyborg girl. Maybe
they didn't make you care. And for those who are listening to and watching to Josh's credit, that is a true Trekkie right there. Because even when it is not working or good, he still committed their names, and I tried,
but so they make the characters were highlighted, and that's the two characters, the ops officer and the helmsman got highlighted a lot. So Owoshikun and Detmer.
When you say highlighted, what do you mean?
Like they were in episodes, and they had things to do here and there more than the other cast members. But the guys in the background, like the tactical dude, I don't know who he is. The
They swapped the black dude out, and I was just like, "What happened to black dude number 1? Got black dude number 2 now." All right,
and that they were able to do that, and you barely even noticed is part of the point. Like they didn't do anything, with them, so nobody cared.
So to bring it back to Starfleet Academy, I think they did a good job of bringing in, legacy players, the characters, because they're good at that. They're good at doing nostalgia. That's literally one of their only superpowers. I'm glad to see Tig Notaro because she's a really, really funny, and she adds a lot to Star Trek. She's funny. She's biting. It just adds something that especially for Discovery, that's what they needed at that time. And I'm glad that they extended her somewhere else.
They didn't do enough with that character.
100%.
What's her character name again?
Crap. I should look at that.
Jet. Yes. Jet Reno. Jet Reno. Yes. They didn't do even closely enough with Jet Reno. So I'm happy. And she was still interesting because Tig Notaro is just amazing. Like whenever she had a line or whenever she was interactive, especially with Stamets, it was always good. So I would love to see Stamets. I would love to see him come back. I don't remember what happened to him at the end. technically all of the Discovery characters could appear in the show because
easily.
I don't think any of them died. And it's in the same time. They skip forward and show that Michael and Book. Excuse me. You haven't seen it, so you got
spoilers. It's been out. It's been out for so long.
Yeah.
But back to Starfleet Academy, like we already have we know that Paul Giamatti is going to be the villain, which will be fun at the very least. He's fun by himself.
I'm curious to see how you work in a villain with a bunch of cadets.
There you go.
And it's even necessary. I mean, I think that's
also true.
We forget that Trek's villains were not. Some of them were villains in that sense, but a lot of them were antagonists in the sense that they had their goals. They didn't see themselves as evil or there was a reason that they functioned like Q. Q wouldn't consider itself evil like the Q continuum. It's just what it is. It's just its nature.
And they test.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So they've gone far away from, and I think this is probably the result of those J.J. Abrams movies and a few other things where they feel this need to cast this highfalutin villain and put them in the forefront where it's not necessary. Just show us these kids growing up, coming of age,
right,
in the context of the Federation and Starfleet and this future that's far removed from the other Trek canon. So since they want to build in that, actually build in it. That's what it looks to me like. The good part about it is that there's some building going on, and so relationships and stuff like that.
And part of so there's adding that layer to it that you just mentioned, and also. There's a lot of backlash in Trek circles because the original idea for Starfleet Academy was broached in like 92, 93.
Oh yeah.
They've been
around the same time, right after Star Trek 6, Undiscovered Country. And the original plan was they were going to do Kirk, Spock, McCoy, all of the original 7
would be teaching
in the academy. No, they were going to be in the academy years of those guys. Spock being much older, he probably wouldn't have been he was already an instructor in the academy in all likelihood, or already on a ship by the time Kirk and everybody else is of age. But there's a lot of backlash because for 30, 40 years at this point, the overriding message has been, we're going to do this, the early years of Kirk and Spock. We're going to do the academy years. We're going to do the academy years. Then there was talk about, when they did the Q episode where Picard is in Starfleet in the academy. Okay, well, maybe we could pivot to that. So there was a lot of back and forth between those two. Okay, should we do the original cast? Should we do Picard's early years? Because that was a really good episode. And it was very well received. But now you're just completely far away from the original idea. And there are a lot of concerns, myself included, to be fair, that
I don't think
this is so far afield of the original idea that was posited that it's going to be not good.
I think that I can't argue with that, but I don't think it's not going to be good for those reasons, just because I don't know if it was necessary to have
I agree.
A prequel with them either as Picard or maybe interesting, for some, but I think I'm glad that didn't happen, because I don't think that we needed it, especially at that time where we're still so inundated with Kirk and Picard, and we're still obsessed with them in the form that we know them of. This seemed like a fresh start, a possible fresh start with some young people. You got a young, attractive cast of some good looking young people that they got popping up in front of the camera. So they did a good cat. They got some nice veterans with Kira Sedgwick and
Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter, not Kira Sedgwick. Holly Hunter. That's who I meant. They sometimes become the same person in my mind.
Yeah, and they also got like Gina Yashir, who's a part Klingon, part Jem'Hadar, which I think that would be kind of fun. Like I saw they're doing a lot of parts.
They're doing a lot of half-halves. Yeah,
I saw that's the thing. I like that.
I like it, but seems too. I could see the Klingon and Jem'Hadar.
Yep, I guess.
But then again, there's still a lot of explanation that has to happen.
Yeah, like okay,
because the Jem'Hadar
are not. Yeah, they're not like
they didn't breed no females.
Yes,
right.
Yep. And also in the Discovery realm.
No,
in the Discovery,
they didn't. So what happened?
And so also in Discovery, they really didn't let you know what happened to Klingons, right? So this is the first time we're going to get a glimpse.
They didn't let you know what happened to anybody that wasn't the Emerald. What was the
Dawn?
The Emerald,
Emerald Chain.
Orion. Yeah. Those were only, and in the last season you got a Ferengi sitting on the Federation's High Council, or whatever it's called.
That's right. I remember that.
But that's just Discovery in general. Like they just didn't follow up, or it's like you think. Remember that one episode when she first gets to the future and they worked Picard in there, and we were all like, that was actually pretty cool how they worked Jean-Luc Picard 900 years after he's long dead.
But there were subtle mentions, like they mentioned the Kelvin timeline, J.J. Abrams movies, real casual. Little things like that are what make it work.
Yeah, if they follow up and then develop it, which a lot of times they weren't, and that's why it ended up falling flat.
In my opinion, you don't always have to.
Well, bringing for the Kelvin timeline, I would say I wouldn't even. Well, they brought it up. I didn't hear it, probably because I specifically tried to ignore it.
I want to touch on something, but I'm going to spoil something for Cam, who hasn't seen the last episode yet. I mean, the last season.
So. I'll go ahead and finally catch up. But that's a good way that's a good place to leave it at. But I think overall, it much like Discovery, we're curious about Starfleet Academy, but we're not necessarily 100% on board. And then when it does come out, it'll be interesting to have to see our reactions.
We will all watch it because that's who we are.
Yes.
And we 100%. Love Star Trek, even the good, bad, and ugly. We give it the same grace that we probably give it more grace to Star Wars at this point.
Way more grace. Way more.
And rightfully so, because
way more.
I can't, even on their work, even some of their worst stuff is better than Star Wars.
Star Wars is at right now.
Yikes.
Yeah. So,
but 100%. 100%. But so we'll leave it there. And when it does drop, we definitely will hear our talk about it because, we all Trekkies. That's what we do. So, but once again, this is Blerdlines, and we out. Peace.